do you know my background as a coach other than
I don't actually. No.
okay, well I was I'm a trained Tony Robbins master coach and worked on that team for about 3.5 years. So I've basically been coaching professional life coaching and business coaching for about 6.5 years now. I've
Hmm.
probably coached 350 to 400 people under contract actually in the past 6 years.
Wow.
Probably about close to 5,000 hours of coaching that I've done. So while I am an amazing business coach, I'm actually an even more amazing life coach. Life coaching. I love life
Nice.
coaching. My real strength in life coaching, and my style has kind of shifted from Robbins a bit. I don't know how familiar
Okay.
you are with Robbins, but you know, um, it's a lot of like go 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 type of thing,
Yeah,
right?
quite
Which is
intense.
which which
Yeah.
which works, right?
Yeah.
Um, doesn't really resonate with me as much anymore because the way that
Okay.
I personally interpreted it was with a lot of resistance, right? Um, Now, resistance is useful in certain times, but living in resistance-based motivation is intoxicating, and it never ends, right? If you're
Mm.
not happy with where you are, then you create energy and you can work 14 hours a day. The big challenge, though, is that it doesn't always get you closer to what you want. And it took me almost 2 years after leaving that environment to fully wind down. So I
Mm.
really focus on helping people bring people into alignment. That's really kind of
Yeah.
my shifting mindset, beliefs, model of the world. That's really my power, really.
Nice.
Besides business coaching too. So yeah. So you said life's been feeling heavier. So do I have permission to coach you today?
You have full permission.
Okay, excellent. So what's going on?
What's going on? I feel okay. I kind of struggle, I notice is a pattern of mine is struggling to actually take action towards like what I want in my life. Um, and I can get into kind of patterns of like not doing and like lethargy and yeah. And actually, like, I realized I've never really had tangible or set tangible goals for myself. I've sort of like just tended to like float a bit through life, you could say. And I actually have recently been feeling like, it would probably be really helpful to actually have a little bit more kind of direction and structure and clarity around like where I'm actually moving, like what I'm moving towards. Um, yeah, that's one piece. Um,
Have you ever done a disc profile assessment?
no,
Okay. Okay.
what's that?
So disc profile, DISC, is a
Hmm.
personality strengths assessment. Okay. So
Okay.
like it's like the number one strengths assessment that you can use. I'm sorry, it's like one of the number one personality assessments that coaches use.
Hmm.
Um, and it's basically broken down into four traits: dominance, connection, risk or stability, and rules.
Okay.
So I'm just curious because sometimes the things you're talking about
Hmm.
are sometimes more relevant and more in certain styles of personality than others. So if you haven't taken it now,
Hmm.
it's irrelevant for this conversation. Maybe that's another conversation. I just wanted to
Hmm.
ask. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you're
Yeah.
looking for more direction, more clarity, more structure.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like I know where I'm going. It's more on like an everyday working towards that and not kind of freaking out and being like, oh, everyone else is like everyone else is just like going for it and achieving and da 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 da. And I sometimes feel a bit like, what am I doing? Like I'm not like chipping away. I could be maybe just chipping away at things rather than I don't know if any of that makes sense.
Chipping
Um,
away, like at what specifically?
like towards projects that I want to create or like even just like I see myself as someone that's extremely creative and
Hmm.
like I need like I really would love to be making art every day like as a big part of my day and I often just don't do it like I feel like I'll sort of like just waste time procrastinating, just not actually making art and not creating, which is the thing that like really kind of, that's where my heart is just like, yes, I just want to be making stuff.
Okay.
And then I just don't really do it. And it like takes me like quite a while to actually like, okay, sit down and just do some stuff. Um, yeah.
Why is that?
Um, I have this idea that maybe I'm used to like depriving myself of that kind of thing. Like I'm used to actually not doing it. It's like become a kind of more of a, that's more my normal state rather than actually being like abundantly creating every day. Um, like, yeah, I notice like I'll do it like for like an hour and then I'll find something else to do. But like, yeah,
Why
maybe
do
there's
you,
some sort of,
why
yeah,
why are you depriving yourself of what you love to do?
I know it doesn't make sense. I think maybe I don't, maybe there's something around like, I don't believe it's like valid enough to just be creating for the sake of creating. Like, I need to have some sort of direction with it, or um, like I think I sometimes feel guilty, um, just letting myself have that. Um, yeah.
Why do you feel guilty of letting yourself have that joy or pleasure in doing what you love?
Mm. Um, mm, maybe around deserving it, maybe. I'm feeling like I deserve to have that in my life.
You deserve to
mm,
have, you deserve to feel
mm,
guilty, or you don't
no,
deserve to have love in your that type of love.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Why?
Mm, because I have to suffer.
Hmm.
There's like a, yeah. Uh,
Why's that?
I think I like to make things really difficult for myself. Like make it like, oh, this is like an effort or really difficult or hard or like it just doesn't need to be. Um,
So I'm curious, Georgia, like, why do you have to suffer?
I don't. I think it's it, what's coming to me now is maybe I like the drama of it more. Maybe it's like um um I feel like maybe I'm more addicted to drama. So I'm going off on another tangent here.
Okay. So let's do this. Let me ask you a different question here. Okay. So
Yeah. Yeah.
because let me give you a little primer. Okay.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to use Tony Robbins language because that's kind of how I was trained, right? So every one of us is walking around the planet with a filter we're looking through, right?
Hmm.
Um, you can Tony Robbins sometimes calls it mindset, can call it model of the world, can also call it a blueprint, right?
Hmm.
And so Georgia's walking around the earth, right? And she's got this blueprint or let's say model of the world of how she expects life to be. Okay, so it's
Hmm.
your model of the world is your expectations, and it's based on your experience, your past references, your beliefs, your friends, your peers, and all of that stuff creates your model of the world. Now, if life, like the situation or the conditions of your life, match your model of the world, you will be happy.
Hmm.
If your life does not match your model of the world, you will not be happy. The
Hmm.
degree of difference between the mismatch or alignment will determine the intensity of the emotion.
Hmm.
So if your goal in life, your ultimate goal in life is to make $100 a year, you make 101, you'll be really happy. You make 500, you'll be super happy. You make a million, you'll be jumping for joy,
Hmm.
right? You make
Mhm.
$98, you'll be a little bummed. You make $150, you'll be sad. You make $1, you'll be depressed, right? So the thing
Yeah.
is that the emotions you're feeling about what you're doing are an indicator of your alignment between your mindset or your model of the world and where you want to go.
Hmm.
So the emotions aren't the problem, right? You've heard people say, "Oh, if I just had more confidence, or if I didn't feel depressed, or something," right? It's the excitement or confidence or lack of confidence or boredom or fear or depression is actually not the problem. It's just a symptom of the problem. It's like
Mm.
it's like the turn, like if you have a turn signal on and you drive your car off the road, you didn't drive off the road because the turn signal was on, right? You drove off
Mm.
the road because you steered the car there, right? So
Okay.
it's so the thing that you really want to digest is that the emotions you feel are not the problem. The emotions you feel are the indicator of alignment or misalignment.
Got it.
Okay, so let's think of here a second. So let's feel our way into this, right? Because what's actually happening is as you're looking inside for the answer, you have also run patterns of justification to keep yourself moving, right? You don't want to be in too much pain. So it comes up sometimes, and your brain then at that point will justify it, reframe it, give you a new perspective to keep you moving, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
actually what's happening right now is as you're starting to go a little bit deeper, you're also reframing it at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
yourself out of that. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, and the reason why I'm giving you this background is because once you understand this, you can do it yourself.
Got it.
So because here's the thing is that we want to follow the negative emotion
Yeah.
that will lead us because what's actually happening is in your subconscious mind, in your model of the world is a I don't even like the word limiting beliefs anymore. That's where me and kind of the Robin style stuff went a separate way. Is that I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's a thing a limiting belief. There are patterns of belief that have momentum behind them.
Right. That are like driving.
Yeah, and as soon as we take ownership of them, we can change them instantly, right?
Got it. Mm-hmm.
So let's think here about a second. So you said, you know, let's go back to the feeling. Like you said, I asked you, why don't you have, why don't you do what, why don't you spend your days doing what you love? And you said, I don't deserve to have that kind of love in my life because I have to suffer.
Mm. Yeah.
Can you feel that? Feel that emotion there?
Mm.
Does it not feel good?
It feels
Yeah,
happy and sad.
that, yes, that. Now that
Yeah.
feeling there,
Yeah.
would you like to remove that? Change it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to fully feel it. Okay, so wiggle your toes a bit, wiggle your fingers. Let's make sure we're in our body. Take a breath. Now, that feeling that you're feeling, that heaviness,
Uh-huh.
feel it everywhere in your body. Like, feel it, spread that feeling out to your chest, your shoulders, your back, your arms, your head, your legs, your feet, everywhere, because this helps us interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me when you can feel that everywhere.
Okay.
What is this about? What's the subject of this? Like, what's it about?
Mm. Something around believing that I'm enough, maybe.
Okay.
Mm.
Go back to the feeling. So feel that feeling. And just answer this question as easily as you can. Why are you feeling that feeling in your body?
Mm. Why am I feeling that feeling in my body? Mm. I don't have an answer.
Okay. Now
Mm.
I'm gonna throw one out there because you kind of
Mm.
said it.
Mhm.
So repeat this after me. I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
Is there
Mm.
any truth in that? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
every one of us has this. Every one of
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
everybody. And the thing is, it's like the root of everything. When you say it, it should feel really shitty, you know.
Yeah.
So grab a piece of paper and a pen
Mm-hmm.
and write
Go
that
on.
down. Write that down.
Yeah.
So I normally don't put beliefs in people's mouths, but this one here, like everybody has in some version until they deal with it. Everybody does. So would you like to change that?
Yes.
Would you like to be free of that?
Yeah.
Okay. So repeat after me out loud. This belief,
This belief,
I am not good enough,
I am not good enough,
is mine.
is mine.
I created it.
I created it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
And while it has attempted to serve me in the past,
And while it has attempted to serve me in the past,
it is no longer serving me.
it is no longer serving me.
It is actually holding me back.
It is actually holding me back.
Thank you for trying to serve me.
Thank you for trying to serve me.
I am not going to kill you.
I am not going to kill you.
I am simply letting you go.
I am simply letting you go.
And take your pen and cross it out. And as you do that, say, I release you now.
I release you now. Hmm. Hmm.
Wow, I felt that. Wow.
Yeah.
So let's write underneath that, I am good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now repeat after me out loud. This new belief,
This new belief,
I am good enough.
I am good enough.
I choose to believe 100%
I choose to believe 100%
in all time, space, dimensions, and realities,
in all time, space, dimension, and realities,
past, present, and future,
past, present, and future,
all lifetimes,
all lifetimes,
all versions of me.
all versions of me.
And I immediately take ownership of
And I immediately take ownership of
anything contradictory to it.
anything contradictory to it.
And I release it now.
And I release it now.
And so I am free.
And so I am free.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Breathe.
Hmm. Hmm. I found myself smiling at the second part.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's check to see if it's congruent. So read the I'm not good enough out loud that you crossed out.
I am not good enough.
Do you believe that 0%, 100%, or somewhere in the middle?
I think somewhere in the middle.
Okay. Let's say read I am good enough. Do you believe that 0%, 100%, or somewhere in the middle?
I am good enough. More towards the 100%.
Okay, but it's not zero, it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing is that as human beings, we believe beliefs 0% or 100%. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
If we're not believing something 0%, or I'm sorry, if we're not believing something 100%, it means we have a secondary belief that's contradicting it.
Mm.
So read out loud again. I'm not good enough.
Hmm.
Say it
I'm
out
not
loud.
good enough. I'm not good
What
enough.
what percentage out of 100 do you doubt it?
Percentage out of 100, do I doubt it? Um, I don't know. I don't know if I do doubt it.
Okay. So do you believe it's 0% or 100%?
Right now, I don't believe it. Um,
Okay. What about I am good enough? Say that out loud.
I am good enough.
Do you actually believe it 100%, even though you may be still feeling some of the energy processing of the old version of that?
Mm. Hmm. I think it's not 100%.
Okay. So I am good enough. There's a little doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. But I am not good enough is zero. Is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's feel our way. So just throw off the top of your head, I am good enough. How much do you believe that out of 100%?
Okay. Let's go 70.
Okay. So there's a little bit of doubt there, 30% doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Feel
Mm-hmm.
feel the doubt in your body. Like feel the feeling of the doubt.
Mm, okay.
Okay. Now spread that feeling everywhere in your body like we did before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why are you doubting that belief? I am good enough.
Mm. Um, it's too easy.
Okay. 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 Write that down. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Is there anything after that, or is it just it's too easy?
Um, like it's not real.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So write down it's
that's
too
my mind.
easy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I said that's just my mind kind of coming in. It feels.
Well, just stop. No, it's a belief. There's
Okay.
a pattern there.
Okay. Okay.
It's too.
Okay.
It's write down. It's too easy, and underneath that, it's not real. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Hmm.
look at it's now. Look now. Repeat after me. This belief. It's too easy.
This belief, it's too easy,
Is mine. I created it.
is mine. I created it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
Cross it out with your pen and say I release it now.
I release it now.
Okay. Underneath it, and then write the opposite of that.
It's easy. Yeah.
Say I choose to believe this new belief 100%. It's easy.
I choose to believe this belief 100%.
Okay. Let's go down to it's not real. Say that's my belief. I created it.
That's my belief. I created it.
Take 100% ownership of it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
Cross it out and say I release it now.
I release it now.
And right next to it, write the opposite of that, or under it, wherever you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That feels good.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel some like kind of power coming through actually. Or just like
Awesome.
fuck you energy. Sorry for my
So
loud
go
swear.
go. Awesome. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to read out loud. I am good enough.
I am good enough.
Do you believe that 0%, 100%, or somewhere in the middle?
Um, I like want to say 100%, but I don't think I'm there.
That's okay. Well then, okay. So focus on the
I think
doubt.
there's just a bit of fear maybe.
Feel. Start with the emotion. When you
Okay.
feel what is invalid, what's
Yeah.
conflicting. Feel it. Okay. Spread it everywhere.
Yeah. Ooh.
Why are you feeling that feeling?
Um,
Or why are you still doubting I am good enough?
yeah, it's like it's a lot. It's like it feels scary. It feels like my power. That was what was coming to me. Uh, can't have it. It's not mine. No. Um, it's like I can't be that big.
Okay, write that down. I can't be that big.
Okay.
Say that this belief, I can't be that big, is mine. I created it.
This belief I can't be that big is mine and I created it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
I take 100% ownership of it.
And I want to thank it for trying to serve me.
And I want to thank it for trying to serve me.
But it's no longer serving me, it's actually hurting me.
It's no longer serving me and it's actually hurting me.
And I'm going to release you now.
And I'm going to release you now.
Cross it out.
Yep.
Okay. Write down the opposite of that.
I can be big. Okay.
I choose to believe this new belief 100%. I can be big.
I choose to believe this belief 100%. I can be big.
You believe it 100%.
Is that a question?
That is a question. Yeah. Do you believe I
Okay.
can be big 100%?
Yeah.
Do you no longer believe I can't be that big?
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Okay, so let's put another one under that. Under I can be big, say I was born to be big.
Yes. Okay.
Say this new belief, I was born to be big, I choose to believe 100%.
This new belief, I was born to be big. I choose to believe 100%.
Okay. Do you want to add anything else to that? Another belief underneath it. You can add more if you want.
Okay.
Like I love being big.
Oh, I am big.
There we go.
I am big. Yeah.
Okay. Say this new belief, I am big, I choose to believe 100%.
This new belief, I am big. I choose to believe 100%.
Awesome. Do you believe it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to say out loud, I am good enough.
I am good enough.
Do you believe that 100%?
I do.
Awesome. Let's go back to read out loud. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Never mind. How are you feeling now?
I feel a mixture of things, like kind of open and more, like more alive, I guess is the word.
Mm,
More a little expanded, I'd say.
sounds good. So what's
Yeah.
possible now?
I guess anything. I mean, that doesn't sound very convincing, but
Oh, it did to me. It did to me. How do you feel about making art every day for like an hour or two a day?
I feel great about it. I feel good. I'm like, fucking, why would I not do that?
Yeah. It's funny because when I was under the Robbins team coaching, um, we would pretty much always end up at the belief I'm not good enough, right?
Mm,
because we're all born in duality, right?
Uh-huh.
Part of that duality, well, it depends, right? If you are there's two different personality types. There's the narcissistic, right? And then there's the inferior ego type, right?
Okay.
Like, for example, the president of my country is a narcissistic ego, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Most healers are all inferior ego types, struggling with not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting from the perspective I've been in, the path I've been on, is I would be around all these amazing coaches, and there's this coach you'd look up to who'd been coaching years before you, and you go to a weekly training event and you see them just blow up in flames, right? Because every time we would see people in the past I would see people step into a higher ownership of their power, there was always fear in going bigger.
Yeah.
Just like the Marianne Williamson quote, right? Our greatest fear is not that we're.
Right? That's just it.
So maybe a good exercise for you is to print that full quote out and read it every morning.
Oh my God, I love that.
And put it on the wall. Who are you to play small, right?
Yeah.
Because when we own our own light, we give other people the permission to do the same.
Totally. I love that.
The other interesting thing I'll share with you is that this process I ran with you, I literally channeled it out of nowhere. And the first time I did it, it took me 3.5 pages front and back of changing beliefs to get the first belief true. Because I had so many beliefs about changing beliefs. I'm like, it can't be this easy. It can't be. No. And then I changed that. And then I had to go, no, it really can't be this easy. And then I'm like, wow, like it won't last. And then so it'll last and it'll come back and it won't, like literally. And I was in this situation and my life was really challenging. And it took me 3.5 pages to change all those beliefs. But I'm happy to have done it with you multiple ways here because you get it, right? You just follow the emotion. And the massive breakthrough here that I had, where I started to defer the way I interpreted the Robbins coaching style, was taking ownership of the negative belief. Right? Can you see that a lot of other styles you have to battle the negative belief, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as you take ownership of it, you can release it.
I love that. Yeah. Because it's all part of you in a way.
It's all part of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have control of our subconscious mind. So getting us into alignment with owning it, like taking ownership of it. And then I mix in some things I learned from some other people I follow to cover subconscious mind and other realities and stuff like that. I don't know if it works, but it sounds good and I say it and it seems to work with people. So I throw those pieces in there too.
Right.
So remember, like if you're not feeling how you want to feel, it could be misalignment. Because what you've been wanting to do, your subconscious mind was not in alignment with getting what you wanted. Your heart, your intuition's pulling you to a higher level. Now, sometimes we procrastinate because our intuition's telling us not to do that or there's a better way. Sometimes that happens, right?
Right.
But if it's a negative emotion or fear associated with it, it's usually an old pattern of thought that you adopted somewhere. Right. Because what actually happened is like there was some point in your life when you went big and it hurt. So it was safer to be small, right? Because what actually happens is as we go towards things in life, so it's like, I want this shiny nugget, right? I go towards this shiny prize. If we get the shiny prize, your brain will say, well, Georgia, you got this shiny prize because you're smart and you're intelligent. And that's why. And then from there moving forward, you have a story, which is I'm smart, I'm intelligent, right? And sometimes we will miss something and we'll say, why didn't I get that shiny nugget? And your subconscious mind will say, well, because you didn't have the right color blue shoes. And then you start going everywhere going, I don't have the right color blue shoes. And therefore, the field you're playing on is the wrong color blue shoes. You see people playing with red shoes and you just go, I can't do it. Because if our brain didn't make those stories, we would go crazy. Right? It's to keep us sane, right? It keeps us sane. So the justifications of our past failures literally become the limitations of our future.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they're coming up anytime you feel negative emotion when you're doing something you want to do.
It's literally just all a protection mechanism.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it just doesn't serve us anymore. It did at one point.
Yeah, it was a protection mechanism, that you've outgrown.
Yeah. So could you say that actually most of the time it's actually working with misalignment, and you could, like, every time you're not confronted by something, but you're like struggling to move through something, it is about actually getting yourself in alignment?
I believe that's what I believe. Yeah, because usually the struggle is created by a negative emotional reaction.
Right.
And the negative emotional reaction is created by a pattern of thought that's contradicting where you want to go.
Yeah. It resonates with me.
And the other interesting thing is that I first discovered this process maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. This was early 2016. I think I discovered this process 3 years ago. And I can tell that the consciousness of the planet has shifted since then, because it's much easier for me to guide people through this process than it was then.
It's quick. Is it quicker?
It's exponentially quicker.
Wow.
Like it would,
That's
it
amazing.
may take, like when I first discovered this, it took me a call or two to get through. I'm not good enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess because people are doing the work, so there's just less layers to penetrate, maybe.
Well, they are doing the work, but I really believe the air we're living in is more ripe and conducive for that change than it ever was.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
It is really cool, because I'd see people start changing faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, and essentially that's like, because we're ready. I mean, we need to take action. I don't know.
We are ready, and we need to take action. Isn't it amazing what one phone call can do?
So cool. So cool. I love this stuff.
So is this helpful?
Yeah, it has been really helpful.
So what are you going to do next? What are your action items?
In life.
Well, let's get a little more specific after this call. Like, imagine we were going to have another coaching call. What would you do between now and next? Right. So I'll throw out one for you. Right.
Yeah,
maybe you. Oh, here's a good one. Maybe you take the Marianne Williamson quote and you put it into a piece of art and put it on the wall.
Oh, I love that.
And every morning you wake up and read that.
Yeah, I really like that. I want to print out the quote and make art from it.
Yeah. And how much time each day is your target to do making art?
I would like to spend at least 2 hours, actually.
Okay. Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day? What works for you?
What was the question?
Like every day of the week, or just Monday through Friday?
Oh, that's a good question. How about Monday through Friday?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's say there's a tree on fire out front and something happens and things like that. What's the minimum amount of time you're going to do art if life kind of throws you in a curveball?
Okay, good question. How about 30 minutes?
Okay. Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Do you need to share your art?
Do I need to share it? No.
Okay.
I mean, I have like an Instagram account, which I've been kind of slowly adding to. I could
Okay.
probably.
I don't know. I just didn't know if that's part of your path is to share that, or that's just, I don't know. I'm just curious. Okay.
I think, yeah, no, it is actually long term. It is. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you send me a picture of the one that when you finish it with the Marianne Williamson quote? I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll do that.
Is there anything else I can do today to support you?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna stop the recording. That's great to